As we hit the midway point in the week, there's not much news, folks, but there is a bit of injury update on Cameron Carter-Vickers and a wee bit of information about Matt O'Reilly for certain Andy Walker. And if you want to hear reaction to the two games that are on tonight, of course, in the Scottish Premiership, i.e. Dundee taking on Aberdeen, then Ross County taking on Hibs, we'll be back later on tonight with some content on that. How will Aberdeen get on without Neil Warnock? Well, by the time this video uploads, you'll probably know a wee bit more than I do. But into the Cameron Carter-Vickers injury, because it was initially feared that he would be out until after the international break, but it turns out he could be back before then. He actually could be in the team to take on St Johnstone. Celtic have already struggled this season against St Johnstone, of course, at Parkhead, drew 0-0 in their first drop points of the season. It was a pretty poor performance that game, but it's one that's all so familiar with Celtic fans this season, especially at home. They're just dross. It's actually a hard watch watching Celtic at home. It really is. Now, I think the first half of the season was almost flattered by the fact that Rangers were even worse, man. Some of the Rangers games I've watched this season under Beale, and then a few of the games with Davis. And not every Clement game's been perfect either, but yeah, I mean, Celtic at home have really been poor. I mean, under Ange, you were getting constant attacks and goals. Under Rodgers, man, it's a snooze fest. It's an absolute snooze fest. But of course, Carter-Vickers, he felt a twinge in his hamstring during training. He was left out as a precaution, but now looks like he could be returning. So Rodgers was speaking there at Celtic TV. He says, "We will have a look at Cam. I think he should be fine. I spoke to Cam at length on Tuesday. He just feels everything is based from around his knee operation, and then also when you have picked up a few injuries from that, maybe from what is a normal twinge, you get that sensation. I think it's linked to another injury. Thankfully, it doesn't seem that. We've had the scan, which has come through fine. He's done some work with the medical team, and hopefully he will rejoin the training squad on Thursday and Friday and will be available for the weekend. Of course, being today, Wednesday, Carter-Vickers will want to definitely rejoin the Celtic squad in a bid for that. Obviously, Carter-Vickers crucial to Celtic. No morality. I mean, if Celtic were firing on all cylinders going forward, you wouldn't necessarily say that Carter-Vickers being out of a home game against St Johnstone would be that massive. But with Celtic starting Scales and Welsh, I mean, I think they really want Carter-Vickers in because you run the risk of conceding goals. We've seen against Livy, they conceded 2 goals, and you know, it's not like every game this season at home Celtic have scored more than 2 goals in order to counter the 2 goals they conceded against Livy, man. Because as you said earlier, it's 0-0 against St Johnstone, so it could very easily go that way. But good news for Celtic that Carter-Vickers is back. As for Andy Walker, what was Andy Walker saying? This is what Andy Walker was saying. He says he's identified the one player that Celtic have missed big time. And who is the big time player? He says there's been a few good amount of games they've dropped points and the football hasn't been sparkling best. They're used to seeing under Ange or Brendan Rodgers first time around. Celtic need the bigger and better players for the challenges at the business end of the season. Then we've got the main man, Barry Ferguson, saying, I think if Celtic have everyone fit, they have a very good team. I just think the guys that come in and replace them aren't as good. Simple as that. I mean, you can't really disagree with Barry Ferguson for saying that because it's not really good. He says, as Andy mentioned, I think it's been the signs that have been the issue. In terms of Hatate, any team would miss a guy of that quality, but the last 2 games, I know you'll miss a player of Hatate's quality. But Cal McGregor, you take him out the Celtic team, they aren't the same. They'll be desperate to get Hatate back, and Rodgers, must be even more desperate to get McGregor back. He's been the real driving force of that midfield area. Yeah, I mean, it's all good talking about Hatate and McGregor, especially, I mean, McGregor has been in the team, right? Hatate, not so much. But any time Hatate's played this season, I don't think he's been particularly great. Now, yeah, has he played a lot of games? No, he's pretty much missed the whole season. But Cal McGregor, man, I think too much is being emphasised in this guy against Livy and Hearts there. I mean, you'd be led to believe that if Cal McGregor played both games, they'd have won them both 8-0. No one's taking away, right, like Cal McGregor and his ability. But I do think he's seriously overrated, man. Like, Celtic have got enough good players to be able to cope with it. Cal McGregor. It is what it is. Alright? I don't want to hear about it. They have injuries, but yeah, so do Rangers. Rangers have got injuries as well. So I don't get it. Like, Rangers suffered mega injuries in the middle of the park. And what did they do? They fired Dujon Sterling in there, man. And Dujon Sterling was cooking like Gordon Ramsay. Celtic, though, not so much. I mean, Iwata was promised to be the saviour. Didn't exactly turn out to be that way, guys, did he? Well, I mean, he was alright, and then he had a stinker against Hearts, didn't he? Gave away the ball on the halfway line, which Made a lot of people spit the dummy. But anyway, that's it. Carter Vickers back sooner than expected. Good news for Celtic. Till next time. Peace.